to start this off by letting you know right now, it's going to piss off a lot of people. I don't care. The reason why I'm doing this is this hopefully, well, I don't see why it won't, it's going to enlighten a lot more people. The thing about it is this, there's a lot of people in the industry making a lot of money, but I dare say at the cost of a lot of people's lives potentially, if ever they would have to use what they're being taught or anything like that. Nah, may never happen, but in my environment it happens. So it's had to be done. What's been said, what I'm about to say has to be said. And like, if no one else is really being able to put it across, well, I've got it. So this is a long video, but it's well worth your time. It's well worth your time. Trust me. Yeah, it's enlightening. You ain't gonna see much action, but you're gonna see a lot that you need to see. Remember, I told you that. Yeah. Without further ado, here we go. Alright guys, Hydra here again. A couple of points I want to make, right? Very poignant points for you to have a look at when you have a look around the industry, the reality-based industry, right? Okay, first, there's a lot of guys and girls teaching reality-based. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, yeah? But my biggest gripe that I've got is that you got people teaching people so-called how to survive the street, yeah? Which we, if you got my last rant video, it's been called road for a very long time, yeah? In the United Kingdom anyway, right? They're teaching you how to survive roads. They're not even from roads. They don't know the first thing about road. They don't even know the language, yeah? Because whether you're in London, you're in Manchester, Birmingham, Newcastle, anywhere in between, yeah? The language used is different. Yeah, like we all together have the same words that we will use, words that are used, etc. But the thing about it is, what I'm saying to you is, if you're not fluent in it, you ain't gonna have a first idea what people are saying to you, right? It's become its own language, yeah? Okay, that's one thing. Now the other thing is, I've got a massive gripe about people talking about knife survival, yeah, surviving attacks and threats with a blade, yeah, an edge weapon. My gripe is, these guys have not seen a knife outside of a dining setting, whether it be the kitchen or a restaurant or your living room dining table, yeah? I say that, I'm not even going down the disrespect route. What I'm saying to you is this, quite simple, yeah? I've been stabbed 3 occasions in my life, alright? First time, I was 14 years old. Let that sink in for a minute. 14 years old. So the way that it's gone now, with kids killing kids and all that, see what it happened to me, that was not normal. Now it's been normal. It's been normal for a very long time, right? I've had situations where, alright, it's gone in me, okay? I've had situations where it didn't go in me, but it cut me. I've had situations where somehow, some way, didn't even get a scratch. Every single time, there was not just one person, yeah? Every single time, there was no opportunity to run. Because if I could run, I would have. Now I can't run because I got busted up feet. So a lot of people chat about surviving knife attacks, threats, robberies, this, that, the other. Couple of factors in here. One, in terms of the threats, what the fuck do you do? Really? What do you do either for a living or how do you carry yourself out and about, because trust me when I tell you, people are not going to try and rob you, right? If, like, for your belongings, yeah. If you're not walking around with a Rolex that you can't back up. If you're not walking around or driving around in a certain type of vehicle that you can't back up. That's one aspect. The other aspect is the main reason why you will have a knife to your throat, the main reason why you will have a gun to your head, is because they want your money, your drugs, whatever you do for a living, right? Jewelry and things like that as well. So how are you rolling? Yeah. When people went, like what we call the taxmen, yeah. When you got groups of guys that go around there, what they do for a living is rob other drug dealers. Yeah. What they do, they'll be in your house already. You come home. That's when all of a sudden gun comes out of nowhere. Knife is to your throat by a geezer who's hid behind a wall or behind a door. He'll come up and just put it down. Yeah. Other than that, how the fuck are you allowing someone to walk up to you that you don't know, walk up to you and put a blade to your fucking throat? Or there. Hydra combatants, we teach people to be watching, scanning visually hard for everything around, everyone around. And there ain't a weapon that you can't pick up with a hand that my students can't use. Because you've got something known as one mind any weapon. Now, just to give you a bit of a fucking reality check, yeah? I'm gonna bring in one of my elders here, yeah? For the sake of his identity, I'm gonna conceal his identity, right? But have a look, okay? He's just getting ready right now. One minute. So I'm gonna bring in one of my elders now, alright? No judgment on myself, my elder coming in now, or any of my people. So, like, what you gotta understand is when we're talking about reality-based, doesn't get realer than this. So if my elder comes in right now, yeah, we're gonna conceal his identity. But have a look, if you can tell us.
I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and some guys come, and they had me, about 6 of them, tried to chop off my hand. As you can see, they had a standing knife, like a Rambo knife, and you can see by the cut, he's pushed it right in and twisted it, okay? And if that wasn't bad enough, I was spark out, knocked out on the floor, and the man cut me across my back. As you can see.
You see how many of them they are? Yeah, that's 3 individual ones there. That's the next one now. That's a slice. There's a small one there, and you can see a small one there as well. So you can count, you can do the math, right?
On top of all that, yeah,
on top of that,
bring it back, please, cameraman, and you can see where I got shot in my pelvis, and it snapped my pelvis in half. It told me I'd never walk again, but somehow I did, as you can see by the holes here and here where the bullets hit, and they've gone right through.
And that was what type of gun was it?
That was a 2.2, and that was a 9mm. That was 2.2s, and that was a 9mm. So you can see the damage guns do. Thanks very much. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. So you get my point. Oh, before you leave,
no problem.
Was there any opportunity to run and escape at the time?
Didn't have a chance. And if I could have run, I would have, because the stuff they had, I had nothing except for my hands to just protect myself best way possible. But I've survived, and it's not a nice thing.
We even sorry to cut there. We even forgot to mention about your hand as well.
Yeah, you can see they tried to chop my hand off, literally chop it right off. I have to thank the hospital for keeping me alive. I lost 4.5 pints of blood. I was nearly dead, and I survived. Back to you, brother.
Thank you. And what you got to understand is, out of my students, right, I've got 3 other students that have got stab wounds on them that obviously are still alive. Yeah, I've been, as I said to you, I've been stabbed on 3 occasions in my life. That's when it's actually entered my flesh. I've got slices as well. And then I've got times when I've got absolutely nothing. Yeah, got times that didn't even require hospital, and I've got times that didn't require absolutely anything at all. Yeah, just for me to calm the fuck down after. I've also got one of my students has been stabbed in his head. He's got shrapnel from bullets in his back. He's got 2 other stab wounds in his back. He's got a wound in his back that at the time when it was healing up, yeah, he couldn't. The wound could not be closed because they put garlic on the blade. Okay, that's one student. There's another student who's been stabbed as well, very similar in very close places, identical to where I have. Yeah. In all of my opportunities, I couldn't run. In my elder here, who you just heard and you've just seen, he told you himself he couldn't run. In all of them, how many different times are we talking about?
On 2 or 3 different occasions.
Yeah.
It's more of a shock thing. You're not expecting it. You're minding your own business, and all of a sudden these people come from nowhere and they just destroy.
Yeah. So we're talking about the adrenalized state and what happens to him. See what I'm saying to you, yeah? Now, above and beyond that, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, guys.
Above and beyond all of that, yeah? I'm just gonna we're gonna have a look at something. The way you train is the way you fight. Remember that. The way you train is the way you fight. Now, why the fuck are some people out there that are getting a high level of respect, yeah, for being so-called real, and they're getting a high level of views and whatnot? It's here nor there. And I'm not hating. I'm just saying, if you're real, you're real. If you're not, you're not. Just own what you are, innit? Yeah. I got a pen. It's a pen. Yeah. Let's pretend this pen is a fucking blade. And to be quite frank, I could stab you to death with this pen anyway, right? I'm gonna pull in one of my students in now, and I've got the fucking pen out there. Let's see how you deal with it. Do you think I can put this to his throat or anything like that? Go. Do you think for 1 minute? I'll get my guys to fucking allow a blade up against their throat? Do you think for 1 minute I allow them to set up a robbery situation? Let's look at a fucking another one. This is a common one. That's right. Because when I fucking do it, well, you know I can do it, but you got to see my students doing it. Yeah? That's how it is. Now let's talk about something else. Talk about escape. There's elements of parkour we do for our escape and evasion. We do parkour for that. That's the ultimate escape. But when you can't, because let's talk about a couple of your situations.
Well, I had one situation where I had to deal with 8 people at one time. And if I ran, I would have left a girl that I was with there with 8 of them and another one of my mates. So if I ran off, they would have got fucked up. And the other thing was, if I got tired and they caught me then, I'd have been pissed. So I had to stay. And fortunately, I had to back up my belt.
Back up the belt, see? Belt fighting is what we do as well. It's one thing we do. It's a weapon that can be carried at all times. It's illegal every day. Carry a pen. There's another one. You've seen me do it before. The coins in the pocket. We've got beanie hat. We put £5 coins in a bit of cloth. Stick the beanie hat in the back pocket. As a matter of fact, look at my cousin holding the camera. He's rolling like that right now. And all the angles that we do, and we follow, is a set way that we do things out here. You know what I mean? Right? So, so let's talk about awareness, yeah? Because a lot of people want to bang on about awareness and whatnot, yeah? But I wrote a fucking poem about it, Sunshine. And it's on the back of my t-shirt for all my students to be constantly reminded, yeah? And when they've got their own t-shirt, they've got it. They've also got the digital format of the poem, and they print it out and they stick it up on their wall until it's embedded in them. I don't stop reminding them about it, yeah? So if you think about it, you lot talk, you know, a lot of people in the industry, you talk a good game. Ain't got the first fucking idea what you're talking about, yeah? So, leave it out. If you're real, you're real. I'm not the baddest man out here. It's not even about that. I'm a family man, yeah? But what I'm saying is, the people that come to you are scared, unprepared, and they need help and guidance. And a lot of people out there are taking, instructors are taking their money, yeah, and giving them false hope, for one, yeah, false sense of security. And to be quite frank, you're lining them up to get killed, man. They're like lambs to the slaughter. What are you doing? If I, personally, yeah, this is the way I look at it. Personally, if I didn't honestly feel, yeah, and honestly know that I could give them what they actually need to survive, yeah, I wouldn't be an instructor. I'd just train for myself. I'd be constantly a student. In the beginning, as a matter of fact, I didn't even want to be an instructor. I only wanted to be a student. I only wanted to be able to do things for myself. But because a lot of people came to me asking me for help, asking me for help, even before my first instructorship in 2008, I eventually realised, you know what, maybe I should. And it turned out that I'm alright at being an instructor. So, and on another note, again, how you train is how you fight, yeah? There are, I'm not going to mention names, they know who they are, and the people associated with them know who they are, yeah? There are people, right, that are instructors of reality-based systems out there. No disrespect to them, it's all good, but there are levels to this game. One of my students, who at the time was only 2 years in of training with me, prior to that he had 7 months of training with someone else. That his game completely changed when he came to me, obviously. He took out 2 instructors of reality-based systems in one day in my gym for sparring. One of them, it wasn't even a fight. It was an absolute no contest. Yeah, couldn't get him in striking. The guy did not even land one punch, kick, anything. No takedowns, no none of that. Yeah, my guy actually held back. He was lucky that it was that particular guy. He was lucky that it was that particular student, because he's actually quite nice about it. I've got students here that will just butcher you if you're supposed to be at a certain level. They'd have been feeling like you're taking the fucking piss, yeah? The other one was a bit more of a fight, but the guy realised very quickly he couldn't land one strike on my guy. So he tried to close the distance, get a clinch, and take it to the ground. There was a significant size difference as well in this particular one. Yeah, my guy that I'm talking about is this tall. You've seen him in some videos. His name's Dean. He's about this tall. At the time, he weighed 10 stone, right? Not a big guy at all. And he's also over 40, yeah? And the other guy's up there. Yeah, he's like, you know, it's close to my height, basically. Yeah? So naturally a lot heavier and whatnot as well. So anyway, the guy realised he couldn't get Dean with strikes, he closed the distance, he got to a clinch, he went to the ground, Dean reversed it. There was some toing and froing, so there was some element of a fight on the ground. Dean used the guy's t-shirt to trap his own arm up, whilst he had him in a front face lock, yeah, which is also like known as so it's like a guillotine position, yeah. Then he took his pen out and started stabbing him with a pen. Not literally, just mimicking it, yeah, because we roll a certain way, we carry things in a certain position legitimately, legally, for certain reasons, and they don't come out unless they're warranted. They boom, boom, boom. He was tapping out from the pen. Dean put the pen away, made him tap from the guillotine as well, right? There was another one, student of mine, who you know as well, Jeff, tall, he's Chinese, and he was at one of my seminars, and there was an instructor who's done a lot of training, a long time, very long time, and it comes to pressure testing, and in the pressure test, Jeff just went in, Guy threw people at bar and very blasé, just straight up went up to the guy. He was in front of him. All of a sudden he was behind him, in a choke, up against the wall, down on the floor. My man tapped, the instructor tapped. It's no disrespect to anybody, and I'm here to help, but what I'm saying is there are levels to all of this, and how you train is a big difference. One last thing, Oscar, come back in, bro. One last point, yeah, like, so on the whole thing about putting the blades to the neck and doing all these Jason Bourne moves, movie stuff and whatnot, okay, that's cool. Something as simple as this, right, and it's a very common situation in what we call the human combat blueprint, how human beings fight when they enter the adrenalized state, are what we class as third gear. Now, you got the, oh, just get me in the side headlock. Get me in the side, yeah, there we go. Okay, now what happens is, yeah, you get a lot of this tippy-tappy, get the fingers in the eyes, push it back, get the throat, push it back. And then like a little bump on your hip or strike and it's all over. The reality is, yeah, the true reality is, if someone, that's okay maybe against the average man, okay, an untrained man. The reality is, we also prepare for the trained man. And don't for a second think that people on road have no training or no experience, because they have more experience than you. Yeah? When someone puts a headlock on or a face bar, yeah, and they know what they're doing, they're gonna transition. Have the ability to transition. So check this out. So common things like he gets me in a headlock there, face bar there. If I do all that tippy-tappy business, look where he steps to, look, transition right there. You understand? That's one way you could transition. He could transition another way. To like, go for my leg, when I step down and whatnot. Oh, you're gonna land in trouble. If you put all your heart and soul into relying on certain factors there, man, you're gonna get dealt with. You see his fluency, this is how we roll. Hydra combatants, Hydra's Combat Academy, man. My final point, and this goes back to the knife threats to the throat, wherever, yeah. Right. There's a few little points here. Okay, firstly, and Oscar's aware to not go into his instinctive reactions at this point, okay? If you look at this, and again, it's my pen, but think of it as a knife. Okay, so if I'm around the back of him here, and I'm doing whatever I'm doing, yeah? If I'm around the back of him here, well, there's a technique for that, right? But then if it was in over this side, then it would have to be done the opposite way. If it was to his neck here, it'd be done one way. Across his throat here, like this here. Or if it was in the other hand. Basically, each and every one of these, you can have basically more or less a separated, differentiated technique. Right? You ain't gonna remember all of them. Behave yourself. Under the adrenalized state, you are not gonna remember which one's which, and I guarantee you, you're gonna be better on one side than the other. And Sod's law and Murphy's law will end up being that it's on your worst fucking side. Yeah. Awareness number one, man. Why are you allowing people into space in the first place? Was you asleep when this shit happened? This is what you got to be thinking about, man. But hey, on that as well, on the 13th of June 2004 at 5 o'clock in the morning, I was asleep in an estate I lived in Tottenham. I was on the 3rd floor, which was the top floor of the estate. That estate, I can tell you where it is now because I don't live there no more. It's Colross Close on West Green Road. Yeah? Nah, that's the top floor. I had a geezer at my balcony about to put a brick through my window. I was woken up by my ex, the woman I was with at the time. I was woken up by her, and one of my children, who was just coming up for 1 year old at the time, was in the cot next to us. She woke me up, said, there's a man at the window with a brick in his hand. I'm like, what? Woke up, sat up, pulled the curtain back. He's about to put that brick through the window. Yeah? Punched through the window, grabbed his throat, started lamping him up with my other hand. Had some plant pots there growing tomatoes and stuff on the windowsill. I used that to clear out the glass. I went out the balcony and we had the ruckus. Yeah? I won't tell you what transpired after that, but I won. Simple. And when the police came, it was cool. It was alright, funnily enough. But what I'm saying is, I used to think, growing up, I've got to be on point for the time I leave my house. After that event, even in my sleep, I'm fucking ready. I'm fucking ready in my sleep, yeah? So my point is on awareness. Like, this is, awareness and psychology are of the utmost emphasis from day one in what we do. And we don't have a defense. We have offense and counter offense. Action always beats reaction. Offense versus defense. Eventually the defense will crumble, yeah? I'm a descendant of the bloodline of the people that defeated Troy. Once we penetrated them walls, once we got through them walls, we burnt their city down. Until we could penetrate them walls via the horse, the Trojan horse, until we could get through them walls, that war was going to continue forever and ever. But once we penetrated them walls, we took them out. That's that. Anyway, on another note, let me tell you something. I see a lot of people getting high ratings, yeah? Dealing with a stab and getting a double underhook clinch. We clinched on, some of it's quite similar to us, but we do feels a bit different. And I'm not giving that in away right now. I'm not giving that in away, but I just want to show you a little something, because if you have a look, you know I know how to use a knife. Yeah, it might not be a traditional way that you know, because I've adapted everything. Yeah? But check it, so, alright, I'm going to get you to double underhook my arm. Clinch it up as tight as you like. Okay? This is a position I want to break down and I really want to show you. You're going to see people big in the industry doing this maneuver, yeah? Colonel Fairbairn 101 century removal. Dead. Straight up into the brain. Dickhead. If I didn't have a stabbing device, if it was purely a slashing device, I would literally dig in, jerk it and rip. Jerk and rip, jerk and rip, jerk and rip. Take all his throat out. You want to see that from another angle? Let's see it from another angle. Yeah? He's got the double underhook. Get the double underhook. My first thing, again, Colonel Fairbairn 101, defended. Come round the back, jam it into his throat. Even if that was empty hand. Even if it wasn't a knife situation, but he tried to get that position. Or I could snap his neck and kill him from here. Let alone I could just smash his head into the floor, stomp all over it, the man's dead. You dickheads. Like, you half researching lazy bastards. You're teaching people this like it's gonna help them survive. Bruv, it ain't. It might help you, yes, if the guy don't know what he's doing, but it don't take much to learn the basics. If that was a situation, like, put it this way.
Can't leave it there, babe. Look, she's going.
If you do that against my students, and that was on a battlefield, my students
Can you get it in there?
Life. That's all I'm saying to that. And you should already know, if you follow me, you should already know, I do train some military units. So, some of them you might bump into if you go to war. Yeah? Can I have another point?
There's two space.
No, I think that was, yeah. Alright, wait. They claim to prep you for the streets. Little do they know, whole generation has passed since it was renamed the road. Never spent a day on a dome, or dressed dark in the cold, going on like they're deep, but shower man see their eyes in the shallows. Never won a ballo, never met a road capo, or seen a man get wet up. If they did, they'd allow the shadows. Bro, this map has no arrows. Just watch your back stay paro. Then only maybe you'll stay alive in this aggro. You truly don't want to borrow this, my bro. Stand down and let us, man, that have lived this hold the spot. Ain't about though. You ain't been about though. And any real man will doubt those who claim what they clearly ain't seen from an outpost. Just here to out those moist fraggles on Ford shows. Mummy's boys all grown up, lambs in wolf's camos. Your mutton chops will get poked up like a kebab by Stavro. This is just an introduction. Now it's time for your outro.